Hey, Sam Melson coming to you live, Precious World Mobile Studios. Hey, just wanted to drop a quick word of caution, I guess, with regards to the real estate wholesaling business. And that caution is you need to make sure you have a why you want to be in this business that's strong enough. I am a real estate guru, not a guru, coming to you from the market of the Austin, Texas, Central Texas area. I've done north of 100 or so transactions in the last almost 5 years. And my mentors told me it's time to reach one, teach one. And I wanted to kind of drop this nugget out because unfortunately, I find too many folks that's so interested in the real estate more so for becoming wealthy. And if that's the motivation to get into the real estate game, I'm going to just tell you that's not enough. Everybody in their own mind wants to become wealthy. But what are you willing to do about it? That's why only a small percentage of society is able to make it, because it's a little bit more than just wanting to become wealthy. What is your why for wanting to get into the real estate investing game? What is your why? I'll be honest, my why was not necessarily to become wealthy. I think that could be a side effect, but my why was I was young and dumb and I didn't make proper plans for retirement. Although I was doing very, very, very well in the corporate world, well over 6 figures, bonuses, all that kind of stuff, living a life. When I was sitting with my FA or my financial advisor and we were tracking, where I would be in the next 20 years, it was like, only going to be making 30, 40,000 a year and, it'll be a train wreck compared to where I was living. And I decided to liquidate myself, my credit, my capital, my wealth and all, and wanted to find a particular industry that I can make chunks of money and hopefully radically regain, the 20 years that I had lost from a retirement standpoint. So my why is also for my kids. I want to leave a legacy for my children and my children's children's. The word says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's and children's children's. And I want to be a good man in the eyes of the Lord. But so that's my why. I'm pretty serious about that. And every time I have a day that I don't feel like doing the work because the real estate investing industry is hard, I think about, am I able to retire right now? And obviously the answer is no. So I got too many folks, like even some of the mentees that I have, that their why apparently appears to not be strong enough, because your why is going to get you through the hard times. Your why is going to get you through the sluggish times. I'm not here to give you and sell you all the glitz and glam of the real estate business like these gurus do, and they're charging $20, $30, $40, and $50,000 to take their seminars. And you've got other folks that are selling their courses, having you buy these wholesale courses and all of these courses, how to find private lender courses and all of this stuff. I'm just a real guy on the street doing the real deal and trying to help the next one. So this is just another golden nugget that if your why is simply based off of being rich, if your why is simply based off of just becoming wealthy, I'm going to just tell you that why is not strong enough. Because the other part of that is, for some that are just simply trying to be wealthy and get rich, that why can have you doing some crazy things. There's a lot of unethical and shady practices that happens in the real estate world. And, that doesn't help people. It doesn't help people at all. And it bring a bad name, actually, to folks that's doing the right things. They bring a bad name on them within the industry. there's a lot of shadiness that happens. And oftentimes the shadiness occurs is because of the love of money. And, no man can serve two masters. You either love one or hate the other. And if you're loving all about money and that's your driver, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. And I would again tell you that's still not strong enough, because everybody to some degree wants to get more money. And I want to kind of keep you on the straight and narrow by not, having all of your hopes into getting rich, and that's why you're wanting to jump in. Then you find out how hard it is, and spent your money on these courses and these seminars, and you're stuck in this education loop about what you think you don't know. I'm gonna tell you, I don't see it being realistically possible to do this without a mentor. I've known folks that's been trying to get into the game. I was also one that was in the game or trying to get in the game. It took me 10 months to get my first deal, and that first deal didn't even happen until I actually had a partner and the mentor. And in fact, had I not had a partner mentor, that first deal that I had, it was so complicated, at least at that time, I wouldn't have even known how to do it on my own. You're not going to be able to YouTube University a deal like the one that I had that was my first deal. And you're definitely not going to go to a seminar and they give you the answer to how that deal works out, because no one ever gives you the golden goose in these things. You need a mentor. You need someone that is currently on the street, that is doing deals, that is willing to help and give you that information. Because some of this information only comes to you by way of it being passed down, sort of like a father passing it down to his children, some of the trade secrets of the family and how they were doing things, sort of like the Rockefellers and the Kennedys and even the Trumps. His information came because his daddy passed information down to him. And of course, he still even has other mentors. Some of you know George, I think it's George Ross, the older guy that was on The Apprentice, and there's another guy he has. But long story short, you need a mentor if you're going to be in this game and you're going to take it serious. So if your love for the real estate investing arena is only for money, then I would say don't waste anybody's time trying to get some help. Because I don't believe that why is going to be strong enough for you to be successful. There's a lot of folks that get in these games, like these folks that go and pay $20, $30, $40, and $50,000 for these seminars. They already have in the statistics that 95% of the folks in those seminars are not going to do a thing. And then you may have 2 or 3%, they may have a win or two, but once you find out that it takes a lot of work, that, the business is very comprehensive, folks tend to fade out. And yet these gurus has got their $50,000. They've got their $30,000. So I'm wanting to counteract that situation. I want to do something a little different. Of course, the knowledge I have, I pretty much kept to myself. The successes that I had, I pretty much kept to myself. And because, to be honest, there's not really a real estate guy that's active, that's out there in the streets bragging about them being a real estate investor. I don't know any seasoned investor that I know that's out there will not really brag about it to the public that they're an investor, because that's not even the way it's approached in the streets. You don't go around bragging about you're an investor, which is another nugget. If you've been having problems trying to get your first deal or your second deal or whatnot, and you're going around wearing that you're an investor on your shirt and on your tongue, and they're giving you a big fuss and a fight and probably don't want to deal with you because they don't want you lowballing them, yeah, that's probably why, because you're an investor. So you got to understand, in this game there's always a lot of emotions as well